Front Porch Artists. Today we're going to put together your bird's nest that came in your kit. This one is already put together. I'm going to show you how to just lay the things in there. Your kit comes with bird seed, and you can go sprinkle that around outside, kind of far away from your house where some birds might come visit. And then you could take your bird identification card and see if any of those kinds of birds come to your house. In my house right now, there's robins and cardinals. I have to go to a park to see bluebirds, but if you're in Virginia and in Northern Virginia and you go to Burke Lake Park, there are bluebirds around there and they are beautiful. So you're going to use the little tray that your things came in, and you'll set aside your Model Magic that came in your kit for now. We're just going to put the nest together in this part. You have some feathers. Set those aside. And then we have this filler. When birds build their nests, it's really fun to see what they use. And they use all kinds of things from nature. You'll find twigs and grasses. Sometimes there'll be little bits of fur. And when there's eggs in the nest, sometimes you'll even see little bits of downy feathers. Those are the little tiny feathers. And it makes it just a nice little cozy spot for the eggs to hatch and for the baby birds to live. So we have this kind of filling, which is kind of like grasses or sticks. And we're just gonna lay that in your tray, and you can just press it down. Now, if you want to go outside and find some dried grasses or some little sticks to add to your nest, you're welcome to, and that's fun, and it kind of makes it look more realistic. And so I'm just going to tuck these in like this and make a spot for my eggs to go once we make those in the next step. And then I'm going to take these feathers. Which one's your favorite? I think this one is my favorite. I just love those dots. My sister has chickens at her house and they're beautiful. I'll post a picture of that on our Instagram. She actually has she has a blog and a website, and maybe I'll link to that and show you. But her chickens are beautiful and they all have names. And then these are 3 different kinds of birds that these feathers came from, but we like variety. So it's really simple. You just lay the things in there, lay your feathers in so it's nice and cozy, and then we'll get on to making the eggs for the next step. Here we go. We're going to use some Model Magic that came in your kit. So take your Model Magic out of the package, and you can make a lot of eggs with this. It kind of grows a little bit as you get it out. And what we're going to do is divide the Model Magic package in half and color half of it with markers and half of it with your watercolor paints. So just pinch it in the middle. And then you can think about what colors you like. Now I'm going to do realistic colored eggs to go in my nest, but you can choose wacky wild colors if you want to, because you're the artist. So here's half of mine that I'm working with, and I'll set half aside to make my plain eggs. And I'm just going to pinch off a small portion with my fingers, just like this. And you guys have worked with Model Magic before if you're a subscriber. And so we just try to round it out, keep the edges as smooth as we can. But you'll see that some of mine have marks in them. It doesn't matter. And so I'm just going to kind of work it between my fingers and roll it out. And I like to roll a ball between the palms of my hands like this. You can play with your Model Magic first before you make it into eggs if you want to. And then if you just kind of pinch one end a little bit more than the other, it makes an egg shape. You can have your mom or dad show you what a real egg out of your refrigerator looks like. And if your Model Magic piece has creases in it, then you can kind of fold the edges from the outside in. And I'm showing you how to make that another one. And then you can kind of just roll one end between your palms, and that's a fun way to get kind of a narrow end to your egg. Now we're going to add some color using markers if you have them. If you don't have any markers, no big deal. You can just add your color with your watercolor paints. So I'm going to make a brown egg, and I just flattened out a piece of Model Magic so it's an easier surface to color on. It doesn't matter whether you have like the wider markers or narrower ones, just add a bunch of color. The more you add, the darker it will be. And now you need to knead that color into the egg. A little bit might get on your hands, but these are washable markers that I'm using, and you probably have washable markers at your house. But you just kind of pinch it and fold it and pinch it and fold it, and then you'll see the colors start to spread out through the white Model Magic. And it's really cool when this comes together. I'm going to add a little bit more color here because I want it a little bit darker. And then I need more in there, and I just keep adding more and more color. So after I made the brown one, I went ahead and added green and blue to the white Model Magic in order to try to make a robin's egg blue egg. It worked great. I added plenty of green, plenty of blue, and watch what happens. Back again, and our eggs are all dry. You can see the blue. Those are the ones I added the blue and green marker to. And here's the one I added the brown marker to. And then we left two of them white so that we could add some color later. So I'm going to show you how to do that with a couple of different things. You'll need your watercolor paints and a little bit of water, and then some paper or a rag to dab your brush off with. So I'm just going to, let's see, what color do we want? We have blue and green, so, brown and green. So let's see, I'm gonna add a little blue, and you can do some stripes on these too. So let's just see how this goes. And the Model Magic is a little bit porous. That means it has kind of little holes in it, so it absorbs the paint. Now, another thing you could do is have your parents boil some real eggs, and you could paint those with your watercolors once they're all cooled, because those shells are paintable. I love coloring eggs with food coloring too. We eat a lot of eggs in our house at Easter time, just because of all the fun projects we can do with them. Then let's try a different color on the other end, and you can do this however you like. Blue and orange. I like those two colors together, so it doesn't tear. Alright, here we go. Looks like I forgot to get a little bit of blue off that brush. I didn't dab it on the paper, so it had some blue in it. Let's see if we can get a little more brilliant orange. So, here we go. And it dries fairly quickly, because again, the Model Magic, when it's dry, it's porous. So I'm going to set that one aside to dry, and I'll add some more things in the middle. I might actually do that with my markers. And this one I'm going to make yellow, a nice springy yellow. Another thing you can do with your watercolors is to mix colors out here on the plastic. and just wipe it off when you're done. So let's see, I've got that one. I want a nice springy green, so I'm gonna add this green to it. Let's see what we get there. Ooh, that's a good color. And this becomes a palette for you. You could also do it in the lid of a plastic container, but I have my lid for this right here. There's really so much you can do with a set of watercolors. And they're included in your box, so you can do things even after you finish the projects in your front porch art box. Just painting on paper that comes in the mail that your parents are going to throw out. That's a fun thing to practice all your painting on. It's kind of a way to recycle too. So I'm doing this one just kind of a little swirly. The last one I did stripes, so we'll see how that one dries later, but such fun. Now I'm going to put my brush aside and I'm going to rinse it off and dab it off and then put it back here. And then get my markers out. And let's see, I'm just going to add some details to this one. Now this is just to give you some ideas of how you want to do this. And then this is a fairly hard surface, so it's really easy to write on it. Maybe you'd like to write your name on your egg. Or Happy Easter. Older. Depends how big your egg is, how easy it will be to write on it. But this marker dries really quickly because it's not as wet as the paint. I think I might go back and dab some colors in these dots. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. Cap on my marker. Let's see, should we do a different color in there? I think I'm just gonna go with the orange. Let's see what happens when we do this. I have not tried this before, so I'm gonna dab that like that. Ah, isn't that fun? Now, if I were to put it down right now, some of that might drip sideways, so you can hold it for a few minutes. You could probably even blow on it a little bit, and it would dry pretty quickly. Or you could set it somewhere where it won't roll and then it would dry. But if it rolled around, that would smear. That's okay. Anyway, I hope you guys have so much fun with this project. And when we're done, we're gonna have a whole nest full of bright eggs, or however you decide to color yours. Have a great day.